Hey guys, it's Audrey Elaine on Just Be Audrey Elaine. You guys, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit that bell so you can get the notifications of when I am on. I am looking forward to when you start your journey on YouTube that you make sure you tag me in so I know so I can go along with you with your journey, and I'll hit that subscribe and notification bell so we can be in support of one another. So I'm going to be with you guys just for a little bit today because I am a little bit tired. I feel much better though from the last couple of days. Um, so yeah, I said I think I'm going to relax just for a little bit, but I had to get on because um, consistency. Remember, I said we want to stay consistent, and I find myself being real comfortable in the fact that I am doing something that is so relaxing and so peaceful for me, and so me, so quiet and so really me. I love getting on here and just getting a lot out of me that I would have carried years ago, and not really say it, and it would kind of just sit in me and fester and grow and get mold and moss and all that crazy stuff. And now I love the fact that I can get it out, and it just so happened you guys are a part of the process of it. I thank you for tuning in and everything, but I've really just get this out of me because I was like, God, I can't have this stuff sit in me. I want to, share with your people of what you need me to get out. So, in my prayer this morning, a couple things has hit me of when you tune everything else out around you and you look at the target. The target is your mission for what we need to be doing in God. And it is so funny because I was actually studying it. Um, and to be honest with you, the main thing is the mission, not my mission, his mission. And the mission is, my pastor always says this, is that the mission is to bring souls to God. And I didn't think when he had said this that, you know, I could be a part of it, that I can actually do it. But I know getting Audrey Lane together and, sitting in and having my time with God. Lately, that's what he's been telling me that you are a part of, that you were chosen. He knew well before anything of what was going to be done here. I didn't know. It wasn't up for me to know, so I I love the fact that I mind my business when it comes to what he wants to do. I I love now that the go along is to grow along with him. I love that I can just show up and he puts down in me what needs to be done. I was, you know, studying and going through some things this morning of, what do I do? What is this something that you need me to do? Help me get this out because, like I said, I don't want to get on here with you guys and be something that I'm not. And like I was saying yesterday to you guys, I was kind of having questions for him of, are you sure? And today, we didn't really touch base on it. He didn't, have where we touched base on it. And how about this? Usually, I'd be like, all right, come on, let's pick it back up where we left off at. That wasn't the case today. It was like, okay, I have something else that I want to get across to you. And it was weird for me because I was just comfortable with the fact that, okay, he spoke to me in this way. But when I looked at it and what he was talking about, so, yesterday we went over X marks the spot. And this morning it was for me the target. The target. And I was asking him about what's the target. And so what do you mean by that? The objective. You know, for him to be, he's the objective of what I need to be doing. I need to have everything focused on him, because when I have all of me focused on him, everything that could be going on around me, I don't even really be knowing it, because my focus isn't that. My focus is him. And it's so wonderful for me in a lot of ways, because I was going over some things, and it was meant for me to kind of have, I guess this morning home. I took off of work, which I don't like to do, but it was okay, because when I I slept well but didn't sleep well. It was crazy. But I woke up with like, okay, God, my feet is going to touch the floor. Thank you, Jesus. What do I need to do? And I was able to come into my corner. This is my corner of where I've had just a great conversation with him this morning. And it was wonderful, because even with the things that was going on around, I literally kept him as the target, as the focus point, as what I need to be doing, and didn't let anything else get in the way of it. Because at first I was like, oh, I can't do it like this because, that, and yeah, no, that stopped fast. And I like how when I talk with him, it's a two-way conversation. You know, he gave me some correction. He gave me some instructions. He gave me, you know, some I wouldn't say discipline, but he gave me some, okay, you need to be at this. So it wasn't discipline. It was more so like you you need to just stay focused and determined in me. And why I say discipline in some ways is because it really was a discipline for me this morning, but not a bad one. It was a discipline of, I need you to spend more time in me and not be so focused on other things. Like usually, even though I wasn't feeling well and everything, I was like, okay, I'm off. So I can clean up, I can fix this, I can do this. Oh, let me get me my kids ready. Um, Let me get them up so they can do their chores and I can make sure it's getting done. Or, you know, let me, pack my lunch and everything for tomorrow since I'm off. And it was really like, no, I need you to be disciplining me. All that other stuff would happen. It would happen. But I need your attention. So sit your butt down and give it to me. And I'm so glad that I did it, because we had a time where I was just so thankful for that I took time out of what? My schedule wasn't that busy. The only thing I had planned today, really, if you would have asked me yesterday, was to stay in the bed. The way my body was feeling was so beyond crazy. The way I slept was crazy. But the fact, I'm telling you, when my feet hit the floor, I was like so grateful and like, okay, God, I gotta meet with you because you really have got my attention on, come on, I need to take you here. And remember what I was saying about how he holds our hands, and it was like literally, I came downstairs wanting to kind of still do stuff, and it was like, nope, see, there you go. I need you to come on, get on over into this corner. And I don't know why everything been coming into my head that lately is just saying, let's do this. Because remember, I tell you, I and him, we have our own conversation, or how we talk with one another will be totally different than how you talk with him. And you have to be okay with that. You don't have to talk like how I talk with him, and not every conversation I have with him is it like that. Sometimes it's really sweet and different. Sometimes it's not even with me opening my mouth. Everything, like, our conversations are different at times, but one thing I do know is intertwined with us together, and it's genuine. You know, whatever it calls for, he pulls it out of me. You know, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the fact that I am willing to actually talk with him, and truly talk with him. I love the fact that this girl who struggled with trust at one point, trust him overall. That's a big thing for me. That is a really big thing for me. I I don't know, like literally, I guess a lot, excuse me, to do with it would be what I would have to say would be the fact of what's going on with my marriage. That I opened up my eyes to really wanting to, like, you know what? I'm about to go on a journey that really requires me to be by myself with God, to trust in somebody who I know has me and who will grow me right, who will teach me right. And it has been the best thing ever for me. I love the fact that I am so ready for me to move with him and in him. Like, I wasn't like this a while ago. I mean, it was so funny that I really thought that I was doing something big by saying, oh, I'm a Christian. You know, but for me, know that there's a difference in it. For a while, not that long ago, I was saying I'm a fiction because I lived this facade life of, oh, let me make it seem like I have it all together. When I can honestly say for you, well, to you, I don't. But I'm so open for the fact that I now be like, God, you come in and you fix me, you control me, you give me everything you need from me, for you. So, for me, for you. And I said it right. I just don't know if you probably hear it, but yes, give me everything for me, for you. So basically, God, you equip me with everything you need for me to do for you. And it's so crazy because the mission has been on my mind. The mission. So many things have been coming into my head lately that I can't run or rush to hurry up and get it out. I do have to sit and let it marinate for a while so that I can talk with him and listen to what it is he needs me to say. Like I always say, I need you to where you talk through me, where I'm not talking, where you talk through me, that you say what you need to say so it gets out. I ran into some ladies today who were, I mean, nobody was like, I need you to get out here and spread just who you are, just who Audrey Lane is, and I'll take over the rest. So I'm minding my business in the store. I don't know why I stopped at the nuts because I just bought some. Not yesterday, the day before, or yesterday. I'm not sure, but I had just went and bought some nuts, and I'm stopping, and this lady is there, and she's talking about it, and God was like, "Open up your mouth and say something to this lady." Excuse me, and I did, and her and I and her sister got to talking and exchange info on how to just be brilliant, blessed women. Like how that even though a lot may be going on in our personal lives, how do we connect as women to encourage one another to stand in the greatness that God has for us? How do we not worry about the situations that's going on in our lives with our spouses and children, but for us as women to connect for the mission of where and what He wants us to do? It is so amazing that if we actually opened up our mouths, because my mother will always say, closed mouths don't get fed. You'd be amazed how many people can actually help you. And that's one of the reasons why I started this channel, is because I was like, oh, I'm going to start it because of, I wonder if people know how to go through a divorce, or how I could help somebody go through a divorce. When mainly this channel is actually helping me go through it, because yes, I'm able to get things off and out of me that probably will be in my head racing and going around, and I'll be all over the place. I literally get on here, and I love the fact that I am myself. I am Audrey Lane. I love that, yes, and what I'm going through within going forth in the divorce is just a piece of it. It's not all of me. And I know it's not, because I have so much more. There's so much more in me than this. This I wouldn't even say if it was full body. This probably wouldn't even be my pinky toenail, because truly I have so much more in me, and so do you guys. Whatever you're going through right now does not define you. It is not something that is going to destroy you. I truly find that everything that went on in my marriage and led to myself and my husband getting divorced was literally a point of where the destiny is going to come out. Like, I was destined for this, and people may say, why you say it like that, but it was really something that needed to come forth, because I don't think that I will be more invested in finding out who I actually am and what God sees in me, that I can go forth and live in Him, if I was still focused on my marriage and focused on what He wanted, and not what God wants from me, because He already put it inside of me for me to talk and be out and branch out on Him to connect with other people. So talking with these ladies was just amazing, because We have no clue sometimes. We be so busy in our own circle and own life and living like, for me, I always said, putting on, going into a dressing room and you know, putting on all of this stuff and clothes just to come out when really you're hurting so much inside, or you know, we want to dress these horrible feelings up when we can just literally come on out and be truthful. I find out that talking and stating your truth is a whole lot better, and I find myself opening up more and more and releasing my truth out there, because it just literally takes, you know, things out of me of mold, of stuff sitting around and growing a fungus and keeping me, if you want to put it in terms where you can understand, making me bitter, making me resentful, making me a liar, making me live in fakeness. I love the fact that, man, I don't need to know what is going on around me, because it is a lot. But if I keep my eyes on the target, on the prize, I will be so much better. And that is amazing for me. My doorbell is ringing. They're knocking on my door. And I don't know who it actually is. But I'm gonna pause you guys and I'm gonna be back. Alright, y'all. So I had a package come from Amazon. That Amazon Prime life. So yeah. And I don't know, but I don't know. I say that. Do you have to say you don't own the rights to that too? Cause I don't want nobody trying to come after me, but I do shop a lot there. That's crazy. A lot for me. You know, it's easy, just like what happened just now. Ding ding, knock knock. Here you go. I like that. But I love the fact that he is, you know, that goal for me. I love the fact that God is the goal for me. I said, and people may not get it, but that conversation that you had with him, if I enjoy the conversations down here, it's preparing me for the conversation up there. I don't want to go and visit heaven. I don't want to go and don't make it past the gates where he was like, I don't know you. I don't want that. Because I don't think you get where you get to remind him or say, well, you know, I did this, but sorry. I don't think that that's how it go. I don't know. I want it to be where I go up there when the doors are already open for me, and it's like, okay, come on, child, let's do this. And we have our conversation, whether it's good or bad, because he's going to reveal some stuff to me. But I know I get to say, but you get the glory, because you truly have changed me and are changing me. And I like that. I like the fact of where I was before, everything in my past, me smoking, me drinking, me popping pills, all was, even though it wasn't something that should have been done, it was done to get me here. I often remind myself every day, don't you judge somebody, because people don't wake up to say, oh, Pick me. I want to be an addict. I want to be an addict. That's not how it go. And it's so funny for people who may not have lived that life to kind of look at it like, they chose this. They didn't. They didn't. What are we now going to do to help? Before you want to sit up there and talk about people, and that's for all of us, not you, all of us, before we want to sit and judge, which we should not do, why don't you put your daggone fork down to the plate and start feeding off of how you can help? How you can help. How you can help. We have to make sure we going out to serve and to help and connect with people. Because the best thing you can do for someone is to show up in love and be consistent. Trust me, when they see the light on you of God and you keep going around them and you are truly just a listening ear, they'll open up and their vision won't be blurred. They'll start seeing God in you and not you. See, that's our problem sometimes. We want to go as ourselves and we want to go so we get the credit. Why? We literally have to go and just be the vessel and be okay to just go and be there. And then when God says leave, leave. What are we doing to go out to make sure we are speaking life and positivity? That's the best way for us to be in the best place God wants us to be. When we go out and we celebrate for others, when we go out to encourage and love others, when we go out to represent God well, what kind of representative are you? Are you representing Him fully for Him to come through you? Or are you still going to go out there and talk about, oh, I did this and I did that and we going to do this because, it just spoke to my heart. You don't have to tell people that God spoke to your heart. They'll see it. They'll see it. They'll see this whole glow and everything about you to know that it's not about you, that it's just something in you. It really is the God in you. And I have to tell myself, don't you say it and then want recognition later, because it's not for me to get the recognition at all. I don't need it. If I can just be who you need me to be, God, that's good enough for me. And He'll equip us with how to love and how to talk with people and how to show up with people. All He want to know is, are you going to go out there and do? Are you going to show up? It was so amazing to have this conversation with these ladies, because who would have thought it would have started with nuts and then we just go into a whole bunch of other stuff in life. And I used to not give my number out to people. I have a work line and a business line, but I gave my work line, business line, and then I had my personal number. I gave him my personal number. Oh yeah, I do have 3 lines, but anyway. Because somehow, some way, us as women, no matter what our race is, we have to connect. We hold so much power in us as women. So much power in us as women. Are you a virtuous woman? Are you a woman that don't go out there and be jealous of other women? How do you celebrate someone? It's so funny how we can get along with a whole lot of people when we're in misery, and people come around us when we're hurting, and people come around us just so they can be in the business of it, we got to be cautious that we don't do that. We have to be real cautious of gossip. It came to me today about gossip, and I was talking with God about gossip to help me not be someone that has gossip. Because I wonder if people sit there and say, oh, do you know God had a nerve to bless her? God had a nerve to go out there and change her life. Do you know that He all of a sudden just transformed her? Do we talk like that? We'll talk about all kind of negative stuff, but why we don't go out there and celebrate when someone is doing great and we know God is the one that's doing it for them? Why we can't celebrate each other? Why do we find it difficult? Is it something with ourselves of why we can't? Is it something that maybe we weren't taught to do? We have to change that kind of behavior. We have to say it starts now. It starts with me. It starts with me, Audrey and Lane, that I'm going to go out there and I am going to celebrate another woman. Men too. I'm not going to make it seem like it's not. But I will say this. I'm not a man. So I can't go from a man's point of view. For so long, I used to, I do like having better relationships with men as my friends because they tell me how men think. However, I'm a woman and I need to be around women where I can talk with and learn from uh, how to be a better woman and a spiritual woman. And well, one, God teaches me how to be a spiritual woman. I get great instructions from Him, but He also placed people and women in our lives that can help us. Like you ever want to learn something, He will place people in your life that's going to teach you. However, back to us as women, why do we find it so difficult to celebrate one another? Why do we say, oh, she got that, but no, we have to learn to celebrate someone's success, and even if they're having a downfall, how can we be productive in helping them in this downfall to come out? Why do we feel the need to destroy and tear down? Why can't we encourage and love and help them in building? I don't know why. Even for myself, I'm not just saying it for anyone else. It starts with me. It starts with you. We have to ask ourselves some questions that's going to make ourselves uncomfortable and be okay, because the first thing that comes to us is usually what's going on. Jesus. I thank God for growth. All it is for me is uncomfortable. It is. Talking about women used to be uncomfortable. It used to be where if I didn't know how to celebrate women, because, and not that I wasn't taught it, it was something where I would just shelter and push myself off of it. And I would say I wasn't envious or jealous. It was more so like I'm happy for them, but where do I kind of fit in to get what's coming for me. And if you look at it really deep, that is envy. So even, and I said it like that because I had to be truthful. That's envy. Envy isn't necessarily where you're jealous of them or the person. You can be envious of the happening. Not that it's happening for them, but just the happening of it. When we need to not, I'm sorry guys, when we need to not be on that. We don't be envy of someone. Don't be envious of what someone's happening and dealings is doing. It truly is meant for them. And especially when you know it's God doing it. There is a thing where things may happen for people for their self will and self, things that they did. But I just been seeing lately the difference in when God is showing up and doing something versus, well, no, I would say no. It's it's all God, but you have to not, at least this case, be where you want to take credit like as though you did it. Everything is all God. You have to make sure that you get out of your own way and don't think that, oh, I did this. Look what I have done. We ain't do it for ourselves. And I actually, that was something in what I'm reading, because you guys know that I'm on the book of Daniel. And that's something that we have to make sure we don't be boastful or prideful that we did it. We didn't do so. I know that I didn't do this. I know what is being done for me. I'm not doing it. I man, I thank God for him. I thank him so much for just everything. I really, if you are a woman and you are watching this, men too, you connect. But just hold on 1 second, men. This is for the women. Anything, whether it's divorce, separation, frustration with children, frustration with life, frustration with your job, anything that's going on. You guys share this channel because I'm actually putting together a women's connection for us to either go on Zoom. I'm trying to figure out how I can do it where us as women can get and sit. And I want it to be a genuine conversation. I want it to be where I want us to connect. And I want it where this may be too far for some people, but I want it where you have to sign and state that what goes on in the conversation has to stay with the people that was in the conversation, because I don't want nobody to feel like they can't come and release stuff off and out of them, that they gotta worry that it's going to get back and get out or tear down or destroy. We're not here for destruction. It's not going to be for destruction. If we can't build one another up, then maybe this isn't for you. Maybe it may come to you at a later time to come be a part of and participate, not spectate. That's a word right there. I want us to be where we can release stuff off of us, give it to God, and watch Him turn lives around. Watch Him turn our lives around. Let's celebrate one another, because we can learn so much from one another as women. We can bring it, sit it on the table, and watch God work His masterpiece in us. I like who I'm becoming. I literally show up every day and something new happens every day with me. I no longer run from it. Is everything comfortable? No, it's not. But even in the uncomfortable moments, why do I feel just this safety net in this seal of approval from him of you're okay, you're fine. I I I appreciate him so much that he's able to pull out things that I never even thought was in me. I used to only feel comfortable talking in my chaos. And my chaos was things that I already knew. I knew it was good chaos because I could be in that chaos, but I knew it. It's different when you don't know what's happening to you, but you know it's all good. It's wonder, it's like not wonderful, but it is. It amazes me sometimes when we'll stay in chaos and corruption and bad behavior because at least we know it. But be be sitting there saying no, it's not this and all of this, but we know in a matter of time something's gonna happen. Why can't we be in the greatness and the goodness of God? We don't need to know all his plans. How about this? We don't need to know none of his plans. All we got to know is we need to show up and be in purpose of him. When we pursue him, he changes things for us. When we give up our plans, he has a whole different plan for us. A whole different plan for us. And how about this? The plan is so perfect. It's so perfect. Come on, ladies. Come on, guys. All of us. I, I would love for us to have just genuine conversations with one another. I'm quite sure I can learn a lot from you guys. I'm quite sure you can learn a lot from me as well. Let's sit down, let's do this. It may take a time for it to come to the about face position. But when it does, let's do this. Let's have where we can have a conversation with one another and grow and build together. I love a mainstream preacher who's a woman. And everybody knows her father. Everybody knows her father. I'll be like so iffy with saying names because I don't know if that's something where someone can sue you just off of this. But everybody knows who she even is. And for years, her very first, the very first sermon I heard her preach on was Headwinds. Changed my life. I see just a little bit of how she's involved with building women up and how she connects with women and how she and her sister just have they're so different from one another, but I'm telling you they are so alike in different in the same way. One way is Jesus, but both of them together, I love how different they are, but how the same they are, and how they just motivate women. I'm speaking into fruition that one day I'm going to meet them both. I so want to scream their names right now, but God knows who I'm talking about, and He's going to see that it happens. I have so many questions that I would like to ask them. So much I want to learn from these two. And the crazy thing about it is in October, my pastor and all of us, I'm claiming that I'm going to be able to go. I'm got to work a little bit harder to get the money up for it. But no, I don't even have to work harder in it. He's going to give it to me. We're going down to Texas, and I don't know because Texas is a huge state. But I wonder how close we will be to their father's church, because even if not thinking that I'm gonna just go by and see him. That's not what my intent would be. My intent would go to basically be a blessing to others. Sometimes all we have to do is just show up, and God just wants to see if we can do that. This whole renewal of life only took place because I was willing to die of me. Willing to just say, God, yep, remove me. Guys, I was dead inside. And now that new life is in me, I am so open for growth and so open with communicating and talking with people that I would probably have ran from years ago. I wouldn't even be talking like this. I thank God for growth. I thank Him for everything that He's doing in my life. I thank Him for the ladies that I met today. I thank Him for people who He's just been putting in front of me and in front of me. And me, more importantly, willing to grow and learn. Man, job opportunities have been coming my way. And I don't necessarily know if they're from Him, because I don't necessarily want to stop what I'm doing here. I want to go to work and show up in the purpose of connecting with people. I love being in customer service, and two of the jobs is a part of customer service, but I worked kind of in that field before in the welfare system, the Department of Human Services system, that I couldn't be myself. I love where I'm at now because I literally, like I told you guys, I get paid to wake up and be myself, and I just so happen to touch cash and furniture and everything. But more importantly, God comes through me and He reaches souls. And I don't know if I want to go into a job, and I have to really talk with Him about it. Are you sending me in this for a field where I'm connecting with people for their souls and giving them to you? Or am I going back? When I tell you, when I worked in the welfare to work program system for years, I used to remember people's social security numbers like this. I don't want to work in that field no more. Where, and I think I just answered the question. I don't want to work in that kind of field no more. I don't want to know people's socials. I don't want to have it on the top of my head. I want to help God with getting souls to Him. And how about this? I'm just a vessel for it. I'm just a vessel for it. I want to connect with people and women and be okay with the production of, I know that the objective is to get mission, to get and stay on the mission of getting souls to Him. And I believe us as women have so much power, because one thing I love about my church is it has a lot of men there. It's both men and women there. But I love the fact of there's no hatred or jealousy or envy. It's a lot of learning there. It's a lot of growth there. It's a lot of, oh, you need help. Let me help you in this area. And nobody stands back or stand up front to want to get the glory from it. Everybody goes move on to the next thing God has them to do. That's what we have to go out there and do. That's what we have to go out there to do. To know that it's not about us. It's about God. It's about getting souls to Him. And me talking with you guys and talking with and sharing with you guys is amazing, because I know that this is not for me. It's for Him. This helps me get a lot out of me. But it's not for me. This is going to reach and connect with someone who can reach and connect with another, who can reach and connect with another. This is a lot about what praying it forward is. Praying it forward to someone else who can pray it forward to someone else who can pray it forward to someone else who can pray it forward to someone else. I thank you guys for coming on and letting me just talk and get everything out. But I do want to read you this one last thing before I get off. It has come to me. Wisdom and witness. So I wanted to just say, God gives you all the wisdom. He gives you all the wisdom that you need. And it's so amazing, because wisdom is knowledge, insight, and judgment. Not bad judgment, good judgment. It'll give you judgment on don't do these bad things, but it doesn't give us the judgment of wanting to judge others. And then a witness, I'm going to read you this. A person who gives testimony, one asked to be present at a transaction so as to be able to testify to its having taken place. So we are here as witnesses to let people know God is taking place. He is taking place in our lives. Go out there, share your testimony, share everything, because it lets people see Him. It lets them know, wow, if they can get through this, so can I. My testimony is to come, guys. And even though I've read a little bit on it, it is really to come. I will be honest with you to say, I felt for years I don't have a testimony, but it has been coming to me of just share out. And I think that's what Audrey Lane is about. Just be Audrey Lane. Let me just get it out. It's really not about me. It is my story, but it's more so for me to get it out and let God do the transformation for someone else. Man, I'm so happy. I'm so happy and so grateful. Jesus, I serve an awesome God. You guys make sure you subscribe to Just Be Audrey Lane. It's somewhere, the subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit it. Hit that bell so you can get the notifications. You guys make sure you put in the comments and share your information with me. I'm actually getting the guy to come over and help me with putting all of my stuff, and I did say I'm going to do it. So he's actually going to walk me through on how I do it, but he does know a lot when it comes to technical stuff to help me get everything out there. You guys follow this. We going to meet women. We going to meet women and men, because I'm not just going to have it where women come and celebrate one another. I know a whole bunch of great men. My pastor, my father, is great men that can help men, because remember, guys, it starts with you. And I love the fact that, you know, my church has a lot of men that come in, and God-fearing men too, and men growing in Him. He's literally utilizing them for His good, for His purpose. So yes, I am going to have something where it can be women and men, and maybe in two different areas, but then we all come together so that we can be in communication with God and one another for the objective of God. Yeah. So you already know what I'm about to say. I love you guys. I love me. Man, I love my growth. God, nobody but Him is doing it and has done it. I love God so much, guys. When I tell you, I truly do. Jesus, He is so awesome. He has truly changed my thinking, my saying, my wording, my life, my being, everything about me. And He is truly changing it. So let me not just say it like He has changed. He is changing me. I'm a constant piece of work, a constant work of art. I'm so grateful. You guys have a great day. Have a great Friday evening. You guys come on tomorrow to see wherever God is taking me. I don't want to. I don't come up with the topic the day before or anything like that. I don't even be knowing what to say until He gives it to me. I thank you so much for subscribing. I thank you all my ones who already subscribed. And when I say it, I'm not saying it for me, because I want you all to know, to God be the glory for everything. I thank you for following me on this journey, that God is there with me, and He is so, like, He's in head. I thank you guys for just coming on and being your true selves, and finding out who you are. When I tell you, He's wonderful, He's amazing. He yeah, He truly is. You guys, rest up, be well, get focused on Him, and watch how He changes your life. Man, I will see you guys tomorrow, because remember, we're going to stay consistent. You guys, make sure you subscribe to Just Be Ordinary, and hit that notification button and follow me, because tomorrow I'm going to speak it into being, that I am going to bring something to you guys. I have some things in the works, but I'm going to try to bring something out, even though I just literally said I don't like to do that, but I'm speaking into being, that I reveal some stuff to you guys, because I think it may be time. So y'all help me with this. Y'all help me with this. God, I gotta really get my talk on with him and listen. Yeah. Good night now. Bye.